Welcome to your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose, the drama of sports. I'm Nathan, and every week, my co-host and girlfriend Rachel and I discuss all things in the sports drama universe.
Sprinkled in with pop culture, we cover topics from Bravo to Brady and everything in between. So keep listening to find out more. Cheers!
Welcome to the Teddy Bruschi episode of your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose. I'm already giggling and I don't know why. But I'm Nathan, by the way, and sitting over here to my right, back together, band's back together.
The band is back.
Is Miss Rachel Rooney Eden. Rachel, how have you been? How are you? I'm glad you survived our separation.
Yes, the separation was hard, but we made it through. Separation anxiety was real. I felt like a COVID dog, you know what I mean? I was like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? I'm like, I literally text you, I'm like, it's lunchtime. What are you eating? Like, what's up with you? Are you taking a nap? You never were, but I missed you. I'm feeling good. We were back together this weekend. Surprise, surprise.
Yep.
And I'm doing fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're back in New York. I'm back in New York. I was gone for a week. And so it's a little bit of an adjustment. Yes. Haven't gone back to the gym. Don't know why.
Me
Just
either.
pure laziness.
Me either.
So I'm kind of frustrated with myself about that. Last night, I was notified from our friends that it was Burger Day, National Burger Day.
Yes.
And I ordered McDonald's at 11 o'clock at night just because McDonald's had double cheeseburgers for 50 cents. And I was notified of it, and I just couldn't close my eyes without getting one.
And I woke up to the text this morning. You literally looked at me when you rolled over this morning. You're like, when you open your phone, don't be mad at me. And I was like, why? What's up? And literally, I'm like reading through these texts of Nate sending all these pictures of like McDonald's, ordering. I'm like, where the hell was I? I'm always sleeping. Couldn't wake me up to do me a favor. What if I wanted McDonald's?
No, trust me, I regret it as soon. I took the first couple bites. I took like a
instant regret.
You know how I eat my French fries? Just
yeah, literally by the handful.
By the handful, I took 2 handfuls of fries, and just put everything back in the bag and walked into the trash chute because I was so disgusted with myself. My teeth were brushed. I was in bed. You were already sleeping. I was just watching the second Monday night game last night, and then Hannah and Heather just had to start blowing up the group chat about the burgers. And I had to be. I took a screenshot of my order and sent it to the group chat and said, "Big time players make big time plays."
An instant regret was had.
Then
probably because you didn't share it with me. Maybe it would have felt better. Maybe it would have felt more delicious, tasted better with the love of your life next to you.
Maybe.
I feel like that's always how it rocks and rolls. Everything always tastes better when I'm next to you, right? Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so at least.
I think so.
But we had a great time, this weekend. Last week was super busy. You went to a Patriots game, then you went to another Patriots game. I was in attendance. The annual Patriots-Dolphins game, because me and you are just constantly going to the Patriots-Dolphins game. That's the only game I've been to with you last year and the year before, and now this year. So it's just a tradition that I'm going with you to it's me and Tua, I think.
Yeah, it's you and Tua. And so we went to the game. Tua once again beat the Patriots. He's now 5-0 against the Patriots.
But we had fun beforehand. We tailgated. We had so much fun with everyone.
Yeah, we met up. So my friend Jameson, he's the one that put this tailgate together. Genius plan. He had the grill going. Him and DJ and Mitch and we Mike and Katrina and Mike's friend George, he should be the sick puppy of the week. I don't know why I didn't put him down. This man was sick.
This guy, we met him like, what's your tattoos? He goes, this one's my grandfather. This one's Al Pacino. This is my other grandfather, and that's Lucky Luciano. I'm like, what? The actual motherfucker is happening? Got 4 gangsters on your left forearm.
Did you know that kid played D1 football at Rhode Island?
No, I honestly didn't get to talk to him other than the tattoos, and I was like, I was so enamored with the tattoo that I couldn't ask any more questions because I was just so worried that I would like him so much. You know what I mean? I was like, we can't go on with this conversation because I'm going to be sucked into this, and I couldn't. You know what I mean? That's how much I liked him.
He gave me me and him talked for over an hour about the positions that our kids are going to play in sports. He has it all planned out.
Oh, Jesus fucking hell.
And I like some of his ideas because he's like you said, he's like, I'm 5'6", like my kids aren't gonna be too tall.
Right. So maybe they should look into something more of like field hockey. What are short people? Or maybe what are those jockey? Maybe he could be a jockey, a horse jockey.
That wasn't on his list, but I'll let him know.
Let him know. Those are small guys.
Maybe.
So, but we had a great time at the game.
Well, we brought one other quick note from the tailgate. We brought Champions Steak Tips, Champions Pub in Peabody. If you want to sponsor the pod, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, because your steak tips are unbelievable. I mean, literally
showstoppers every time.
Melt in your mouth. We literally told everyone about like Champions. You haven't been there. It's literally about the size of this tailgate, and it's the flavor is unimaginable until you literally eat a piece of Champions. Until you eat Champions meat, you don't get it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm like, this is the meat of a champion.
It was
delicious,
and everybody loved it. And it just makes you look good every time you bring those.
Totally, 100%.
And people don't get it until they're like, oh, okay, like you have these steak tips in a Ziploc bag, like.
No, even the way you look at it, it's tender.
Right.
They come from the restaurant to you in a Ziploc bag. Mm-hmm, if that's not D2C, direct to consumer, I don't know what is. Okay, That's unbelievable.
I agree. So that just needed to be noted. But how was the rest of your experience at Gillette Stadium? What do you think of the renovations? Like, do you remember what it looked like before?
I don't remember what it looked like before. The big TV was behind us, so I couldn't see that. So I wasn't really. To me, there was really no difference. You know what I mean? Because all of the new stuff was behind us.
Okay,
you know what I mean? I was so focused on the game, I could not follow where the ball was. And that was it. But I do have something to say about the game that we have brought with us today. Because I really feel like if people are not going to tell me that the NFL is a script, riddle me this. Riddle me that for a performance, what do you get?
You get tickets.
You get tickets. Oh, and what are these? 2 tickets. 2 tickets. You get tickets to a performance. Oh, and guess what? What do you get? You go to a Broadway show. You get a playbill. Oh, you go to an NFL game. You get a program. You get a game program, game day program. Do you see this? This.
Yeah.
This is a performance. You're telling me, and then this. I went through. Obviously, made a couple notes here myself. Sure, and first of all, I love it. I love it. Okay, because the front cover, it says game day. Okay, New England Patriots game day. It's the Patriots versus Miami Dolphins, September 17, 2023. They change the front cover every time. This one's happened to be Matthew Judon, okay, looking fabulous in the old uniforms.
Which they were wearing Sunday.
And they had the old logos on the cover, everything. Fabu. Explain to me this, okay? It's not scripted. It's not a performance. They have the faces of everyone that's going to play that day. It's a yearbook. It's honestly incredible. It's literally, and it's written out by number from 1 to 99, okay? Starting off with Devontae Parker from the Patriots, right down to Raekwon Davis, 98. And then, ready for this? You go to the roster. I got a whiteboard on my roster, okay? But this is what I like about this, okay? They even give you your birthday. So it's like, even if they give you their number, their name, their position, I don't know what HT means. Height, weight. They give you their height and they list the weight. This seems problematic. But anywho, they give you the day that they were born. They give you the college they went to and their hometown. So you literally get such a fun fact about all of them. Of course, I looked through the entire list if anyone had my birthday. They don't. The first one, Calvin Anderson, he has your birthday, 3/25, but 96, my year, because you're old.
2 years younger than me. That makes me feel very good about myself.
Honestly, the ones that scare me the most are the 02s. We've been seeing 02 or 2002s. You're too young, okay? I'm like, oh, this is weird.
What's Tua's birthday?
Tua Tagovailoa, he is 3/2/98, March baby.
Damn, I'm 4 years older than Tua?
Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry. Yeah, so no July 27s here. But then they even have it says depth chart, okay? And why don't they make this more known? It's unbelievable. This is literally for all the non-sports fans here. When all the non-sports fans here, you need to go to a game and get one of these programs. Okay, it's $5. I have no idea where you bought them from, but it's unbelievable. Literally, it says depth chart when the Patriots have the ball, when the Dolphins have the ball, and it lists out. It has little photos of each position and then the abbreviated position. So it's like QB. It says 10, Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi. And it shows you everything. So it's like you know exactly who would be there at what time. Unbelievable. And last, but certainly not least, I think it's probably one of my favorite things they do. Every single game that they play, so this one was Patriots versus Dolphins, they give the connections. They give the connections for each two. So it's like, oh, who all went to what is this? Alabama. Who went to Alabama? All these guys went to Alabama together. Former college teammates, former people that played on, the Bengals together, former Dolphins, former Patriots.
Yeah, if any of these players or coaches cross paths with any other teams, how many teams are listed there?
A ton. Yeah, there's a ton. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 teams.
So, they cover every possible connection.
And then former Dolphin, former Patriot. It's unbelievable. This is I honestly, every time we go to a game, it's I want a program now. It's really crazy. And then of course they give all the cheerleaders, which is just the craziest job on the planet. But and they say what the cheerleaders also do as their full-time jobs.
No way.
Yeah, it does. See, look, it says office coordinator, dance team coach, and substitute teacher. That's why I said a lot of these people, I'm like, this cannot be their full-time job because this is really crazy. Financial analyst. It's nuts.
This one does everything. She's a teacher, she's a model, and she's a barista. She's having a hard time paying the bills.
No, literally. Cassidy not only is a cheerleader, she's a veteran. She's a dance teacher, a model, and a barista.
We should get one of the pod.
Yeah, we have to. This one's a strategic buyer and dance instructor. It's really crazy. And then they just look. The cheerleaders are a little. It's an interesting job to have. It's an interesting job to comment on. But truly, it is. I love these programs. I think that they're very, very, very cool to have. And I think for all the non-sports fans, I didn't even know that these things existed. And I love them. I love to read about them.
Yeah,
It needs to be a little bit more I like how much they put in where it's it changes every week. These are Dolphins players, these are whatever. It needs to be less about, Robert Kraft. I don't need a 5-page information on him. I understand it's his team.
Right.
He's probably paying for the magazine, but I like the connections. I love it.
Well, he owns the team. If you owned a team, you would have a whole chapter just on you.
He does.
I know, but you would.
Yeah, but he does. So, but yeah, that's so riddle me that. If it's not scripted, why you got tickets? Why you got a program?
I used to make my dad get me a program at every game. And then as I got older, obviously, I went away from that. And once I had to start paying for things myself, I stopped getting it as well. But last week I got one for the Patriots game. Obviously the Patriots game, the Tom Brady game.
Yes.
And I showed you that. That's what sparked your interest. So then I was like, hey, I went up to go get a couple drinks. I was like, let me get my lady a program here so she can be more interested in what's going on. Because you showed some interest when I showed you the Tom Brady one.
I think that they are so cool. And I was even showing Katrina, who went to the game with us. I was like, do you see this? And she was flipping through it too. She was like, oh, this is so interesting. She was looking at all the birthdays, everything. I'm like, this is so cool.
Mm-hmm. If nothing else,
it's a good
memento. I'm very lucky that you honestly wanted to be interested in the game. I really appreciated that this year, that you took the step forward. You really wanted, you were trying to understand the game at another level. You've always been trying to understand the game, but I feel like this year was another level. And I was telling you, when you were talking about you don't know if you should watch the screen or you're having a hard time watching the ball, that's all part of the viewing experience and learning what works best for you, because everyone's different. Some people like to just watch the game. Some people, depending on the angle of their seats or where their seats are at, it might be easier to watch the screen at certain points in time, then watch the field. So it's a learning curve. But I
was I couldn't tell what times to watch. I was honestly watching the screen the whole time because I couldn't follow the ball, so I was just trying to figure that out. What time am I watching what here? You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Gotcha. So I love the game. Unfortunately, the Patriots did not win for you. I was a little sad because I really wanted to enjoy our car ride home at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I did. We were screaming, blasting music so we could stay up to make it home.
We made the executive decision of driving straight back to New York from Foxborough following the game rather than driving back to Peabody, getting there late, and then waking up early to commute to New York. So it was a grind. I will be honest, but I do think it was the right decision. Rather than driving 2 hours home just to drive 4 hours in the morning, even though it was already the morning, just driving those 3.5 hours right then and there, getting it over with, it was great. It wasn't great, but it was the right decision.
So,
any other tip? So Patriots lost, Dolphins won. Any other notes? Like, what do you think about actually watching the game? Was Tua good? Did you get to absorb any of that? Was any of it registering? If not, that's okay.
I honestly think I was a little I was very overwhelmed. I was overstimulated. Do you know what I mean? So I was a little overwhelmed. Like, I couldn't understand, like, I was like, oh, throw the ball. And then, like, I was just trying to capture it all. So I think maybe if I go to another game, I'd be more relaxed. Do you know what I mean? I was a little hyped up because I was like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You know what I mean? I felt like one of those, like, squirrel, like, dog things. But, because I was really trying to, like, get it and, like, feel like I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So.
I will say one thing.
What?
I laid out every Patriots jersey I had for you.
Yes.
And I was very surprised by the jersey that you selected to wear.
I was also surprised at the jersey
you.
that I selected to wear, but it was the smallest jersey. That's why I chose. Honestly, if there was another one that was a smaller one that wasn't a Brady jersey, I would have.
I think the Brewski one was just as small, same size.
No, I tried that one on, didn't I? Which ones did I try on?
You tried on the Moss. The Moss one was huge.
Yeah.
The Gronk one was huge.
Yeah. So
Then you put the Brady one. I don't even think you tried the Brewski one on, which would have been, now that I think about it, crazy if you wore that and I took a picture of you at the game. It would have been episode 54.
Did we even say that episode 54 was a Teddy Bruschi episode? You did? Wait, okay, because my head is all over the place.
But yeah.
Speaking of that, our heads are all over the place.
Yes. And speaking of Brady.
What's on our heads right now?
Oh.
More merch.
I finally got my hat. Finally. You wore yours. That's the other accessory that you wore to the game. I finally got mine. Thank God.
Thank God.
Seriously.
Talk to production, huh?
Seriously. I have to talk to the production guy.
We have to shout out Elle at 14th Street who made these hats unbelievable.
Thank you, Elle.
I mean, quality. He'll be coming up as a helper later on in this pod. I'll be discussing him, but thank you, Elle, because they honestly are so fresh and so clean.
They are.
They are unbelievable.
Thank you for bringing our vision to life.
Yes, vision to life. A magic maker, change maker. Mm-hmm. So.
But back to the jersey that you were wearing.
Yes. Oh,
and that
yes.
man.
Tom Brady.
We can't go an episode without talking about this dude.
I know. He's always in the news.
He's always in the news. So you actually sent it to me. He was seen again in New York City with Miss Irina.
I know. I just at this point they're just fucking everywhere, huh? They're just here, there, everywhere.
She's a pinball machine between him and Bradley.
She is. She's flying over here to see Bradley's flying over here to see Tom. She's gonna be flying over to freaking Venice or whatever to go see Kanye at this point. Like, what's going on?
Wait, I don't know. What do you think's going on? Like, so I wonder if she saw our poll or what we've been talking about.
She had to, and she was like, she wants to confuse us maybe a little bit. 'Cause she was with Bradley, then she went to Tom. So she's like, what's?
No, she was with Tom.
To Bradley. Back to Tom. Maybe it's back to Bradley.
I'm sure you'll see her at the fucking bus stop with Bradley again this week.
This girl's everywhere. Truly.
Dude.
I know. Gotta get an air tag on her. We'll be following her like crazy.
But do you think these dudes, like, honestly are past the, like, do you think, like, their fame and stuff just, like, keeps them from caring? Like, for me, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't matter how rich or famous or powerful you are, like, that would be fucking weird to me. Like,
oh, yeah.
I know you were on vacation with your ex last week. I mean, I know we're not official,
right, and
but
she's
like,
topless with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm playing the field, literally. Taking a page out of Brady's book. Loving the field.
She's taking our survey to a whole nother level and really getting into the details of fucking
the nitty gritty.
Yeah, the nitty gritty.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see who and where she ends up next.
I don't know.
For real.
I don't know.
Where is Irina in the world?
I'm sure we'll be talking about it next week, so stay tuned.
Yeah, shaking things up. So.
Seriously. But a couple notes on the rest of the NFL. Nick Chubb, who is the running back for the Cleveland Browns, last year's leading rusher in the NFL. Do you know what that means?
Rusher?
Yeah.
No.
He's a running back, so he runs with the ball. Like, the quarterback hands it off to them.
Okay.
He ran for more yards with the ball in his hand than anyone else.
Wait, the guy that gets the ball, if the quarterback hands off the ball, that's different than the guy who catches the ball?
Correct.
I never knew that.
If you catch the ball, you're a receiver. You're receiving it. And if you're a running back, you're running with it.
Wow.
And you're a back because you're behind the quarterback.
Wow. So
you're a running back, you're running with the ball.
More you know.
The more you know. So he So he plays the Browns. They played the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday night, which is an interesting viewing experience because it was one of the first times where, ESPN. It was one of the first time ESPN tried their new doubleheader Monday night.
I was
thing.
curious because I saw that there was 2 games.
Yeah.
I don't.
They usually do it like once a year, but like I think it's gonna be scheduled for like they're doing it again next week, and I'm not sure how I felt about it because both games were really good games.
Yeah.
But I digress with that. Back to Nick Chubb. He got his knee demolished, so it's another superstar with a season-ending injury. It's the second time that he hurt this knee. He hurt this knee back in college. So it's not really known what the full extent of the injury is, but it is devastating, and it's worth noting another superstar player was injured. I told you that you didn't want to see it, the video of the injury. If you do want to look it up, I'm sure it's not it's not hard to find, especially on Twitter. I saw it. I told you you wouldn't want to see it, but you were adamant that you wanted to, and I showed you anyways.
I don't know why. I don't know why I wanted to see it, but I was like, I want to see how bad the injury is.
And?
You know what I mean? Because I was also watching way back when McGregor twisted his freaking foot and broke that thing, and that thing just snapped, you know?
Right.
So look, I could handle a lot now, I feel. Mm-hmm. So like literally his leg was like this, and then someone hit it, bang, and like literally it was literally like this and went like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't look good. Looked like it hurt. Did not look good.
No,
did not look good.
But that's why he's a running back, and we talked a lot about the value of the running back being decreased in the NFL, and a big reason is that they are exposed to a lot of these big hits in which they can get injured, just like he did. But I think since they're putting their bodies on the line, they should be getting more money.
They just get bodied. They just get literally, like, these people, like you said, you were like, they run at these men full fucking speed.
Right.
Like full speed ahead.
Right.
It's wild.
That is very much the difference between like football at every single level, from like youth football to high school, from high school to college, from like Division 3 to Division 2, like even all the sections of like divisions of college football, it's all about the speed.
They just get
the speed of which people want to collide with one another.
Right.
Like Division 3 is much slower because there are some good players, of course.
But no one wants to like...
No, I wouldn't say no one, but on average, the big difference is maybe they can't run as fast for the most part, but also like people aren't running at each other.
Right, like full speed ahead.
They are running for each other for their own full speed, but it's just a completely different speed at the next level. Like
right.
There's just an element that the top elite players
notch.
Yeah, that they're allowed, that their brain allows them to get them to.
Yeah,
that they are just willing to freaking go all balls
like
to the wall.
Snap their neck with this.
Literally, I mean, it's happened.
I know, it's crazy.
So thoughts with Nick Chubb. I hope that he gets recovers soon, and I hope it's not as bad as it looked.
Yeah.
And that he has a speedy recovery, and he's able to get back to the team next year and be back to his old self.
Yeah.
And hopefully he gets paid for doing so. Next up, I have the Cowboys. They rolled again. They beat yet another New York team. I will say, not much of an accomplishment. They beat Aaron Rodgers-less Jets team.
Oh, not much of an accomplishment. We'll see when the Patriots versus the Jets this week, and then see what happens. Okay, if the Jets win, we're gonna say not much of an accomplishment. Okay.
You got me.
Exactly.
Because I'll be happy if they pick. You're right.
Not much of an accomplishment.
Accountable.
And you're literally worried about the Jets game. You're worried. You're worried about the Jets game. So why don't you sit over there, okay, and take it for what it is, that the Cowboys are incredible.
And then after that game, guess where the Patriots go after that?
Cowboys.
So then we'll really be able to settle this.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. It's not going to. Yeah, no, exactly. It's not going to keep going.
We need to think of a bet for that game.
Oh, I mean, what do you want to give me? Because that's really what it's going to be.
We'll see. That's for next week's episode.
Right? Should I ask for like $1,000 or something? Should I ask for $5,000?
What?
I'll ask for $5,000.
I won't bet you $5,000.
Why? You're not willing to wager? You don't believe in your team?
I don't think that they are as good of a football team as the Dallas Cowboys. No, I will get to that in my doubles, D's, threes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll wager something. Perhaps a dinner.
Perhaps.
Anywhere I want.
perhaps a date night. Like, you get to pick anything you want for an entire...
Yes, it's so exciting. I should just be planning a date night that I've always wanted. Do you know what I
literally.
mean? Because that's exactly what I'm going to get. And you're going to get
We'll see what the spread is.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be like minus 20.5 or something.
Please.
Sorry.
Another note is that the worst team in the league is the Chicago Bears. They just continue to be historically bad. The last time they won a game was 333 days ago. And that was October 24th, 2022.
So they lost the entire last season?
Since that game, they didn't win a game last year, and they started off 0-2 this year. Guess who that game was against?
The Patriots?
Yeah, guess who was in attendance on that Monday night?
You were?
Yeah. Not happy about that, okay?
Yikes. Wait, so they haven't won a game, but doesn't that mean if they're so bad, they get more draft people?
Well, not only are they bad on the field, but they're bad off the field as they traded away the top pick in the draft.
Why would they do that?
Because they got more first-round picks, and they also got a receiver out of the deal from Carolina.
So why aren't they good? Why haven't they won yet?
They're just not good. Just like the Patriots. But they're far worse than the Patriots, but they have a lot of guys that don't look too interested in being out there. Including like a wide receiver named his name is Chase Claypool, who they traded for last year from Pittsburgh. He just looks
bad.
They almost didn't play him in the second game because the first game he just like looked like he was just like la la la, just out there like jogging like la 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 la.
Oh no, thank you, thank you.
So that's the worst. I just wanted to share with you the worst team in the league. We originally thought it was going to be Arizona because they are actively tanking this year, so it might still end up. We're only 2 games in, who knows? But they actually have won a game or been competitive. So the Bears are the worst. And in other news, a backup quarterback in Nashville for the Tennessee Titans, Will Levis, is now single. He's a rookie quarterback. After 3 years, his girlfriend kind of took over draft night this past year.
Why?
Because she was in the green room and she was the best looking girlfriend there for what a lot of people thought.
Okay.
And she moved to Nashville with him and it was a big thing. Came out that they're single. They've gone their separate ways. Did they
meet in college or something?
They met in college,
she's like a cute college girl?
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you say because you were agreeing that she's a cute college girl?
No, they met in college.
Oh, yeah. You see how I did that? You see how I caught you?
What makes you think? No.
Is she blonde?
No.
Not your type?
Not my type. She's really not my type.
Yeah. I'm sure. She's probably so pretty. Don't do this with me.
You've looked her up on the podcast because we talked about it after the draft.
Oh, we have? I did? And what'd I say?
You said, she's really pretty.
Oh, great. Perfect.
But it made me think, honestly.
That what?
Like, do you think this is good or bad for him? Honestly. I don't know what type of guy he is, but do you think it's good for him to...
Breaking up with a girl?
Yeah, now that he's single, do you think it's good for him from like a career standpoint? Like, do you think he can focus more on the...
Yeah, it's good for him.
Or do you think it's going to be more of a distraction, being out in Nashville, bachelorette parties, fucking these girls just flying in for weekends all the time, and him just getting distracted with the bar scene? You know what I mean? Like, if you got one consistent thing at home, then you may not be as distracted. But if you have to go chase some tail...
I think he's going to be a little butthurt about this one. If this girl is really that pretty, you know what I mean? I think he's going to be a little upset. I think he's going to be focusing more on, his craft, his Robert Kraft, I think.
Robert Kraft.
But I think it could be either. I mean, that's a great point. I mean, bachelorette parties in Nashville, I really don't think you're getting cream of the crop there, though. You know what I mean? And it's very particular girls that live in Nashville. It's usually country singers and people that move there with their boys, I'm assuming. So if he's into country girls,
Nashville's growing fast.
Yeah, but I don't think with like people like that, But so if he wants a country singer, maybe we can set him up with someone like that. But I don't know. From a boy's point of view, do you think that he's going to be more invested in the game, or do you think he'll be distracted? Look out, Nashville. He's single.
I don't know him. He's the guy that has the Mayo the mayonnaise endorsement.
Oh, that's scary. Oh, I see.
Because he puts mayo in his coffee. So who knows what kind of psychopath this man is. He literally puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
She's very, very, very gorge, huh? She's gorge. She's a different level of gorge. Okay, perfect. That makes me upset. But good for her. You know, she's gorge. Women support women here.
What do you think about him? Give us the scouting report on him.
I think she's cutie vibes. Where is he? Scouting report on Mr. Will Levis?
Yes.
I don't. After ending 3-year relationship with a college girlfriend, I don't know. I mean, it looks like he'll do well in Nashville, but who knows? If she's in Nashville, he's in Nashville.
We're in Nashville.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel also, like I need to do a little bit more deep dive here.
Okay.
Deep dive.
I'm sorry. I know I'm just asking a bunch of random questions, but since we're on this topic, you try to continue the conversation off microphone at some point this week about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And you were trying to tell me that Travis Kelce is like a 10, but like compared to like regular dudes. But I told you that he's not a regular dude.
Yeah.
You're like, no, you were saying that because he's a white guy playing in the NFL. But he's actually 6'4" and a fucking specimen.
Right. No, once I learned he was, I learned he was 6'5".
6'5".
Once I learned he was 6'5", all of the regular schmegular talk went out the window. You know what I mean? I'm like, never mind. You know, he's literally in a different stratosphere in terms of height. He's viewing things at a different level and just, yeah, but he looks like a regular guy. Like, you know how some people don't look like regular people? Like, think of the cast of Summer House. Think of how Kyle looks and then versus Andrea. You know what I mean? Like, Kyle, regular guy. Andrea, not a regular guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Andrea's a model.
But exactly what I'm saying. Like, Travis Kelce is a 10 for regular people.
Travis Kelce or Andrea?
That's hard.
See? So then they're really not that different of a stratosphere.
But they're in. It's just like different level. There's levels to this shit. You know what I mean? It's a different level. I would say that like I would probably go with Travis because Andrea's too pretty for me. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like he's too. You know.
Yeah.
I like. It's just the whole body's waxed. I'm scared. You know, it's slippery slope and. I don't need to be a part of it. I like my Portuguese man here.
Yeah,
so Portuguese Brazilian here.
That.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I'll take you out of everyone every single time.
As will I.
Thank you.
I already made the choice.
But you know what would add a little bit of pizzazz to you?
What's that?
Something that you may need, may elevate you even more.
What's that?
A pair of Coach Prime sunglasses.
Oh, we need some sunglasses.
Yeah, I think we may need some sunnies. Those honestly, they're pretty cool. They're little like aviator looking, reflecting, like mirror reflecting. They're they're sharp. They're
really sharp. Really sharp.
And
it's funny you bring that up.
Yeah, why?
Because they were a lot more. You're gonna see them around a lot more because Coach Prime and his new sunglass company that he partnered with sold $4.5 million worth of sunglasses in the past week.
Why?
I didn't even know. Thank you for asking. I didn't even know that he had his own sunglass brand. I thought he would just wear sunglasses, which he is. He's always wearing sunglasses, and he's always wearing his cowboy hat now, right? And so he is the coach at Colorado, as we've mentioned in previous weeks. They were playing rival Colorado State this past weekend.
Okay.
Well, leading up to the game, the head coach of Colorado State, Jay Norvell, was dumb enough to kind of make a dig at Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, he said this in an interview, quote, "When I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me." So not only is he taking a shot at Coach Prime, but he's taking a shot at his mom.
Oh, no. Keep my mama's name out your mouth.
So it comes full circle. Coach Prime, being the marketing outspoken genius that he is,
yes.
He, number one, made sure that he gave every person on his team a pair of sunglasses.
Hell yeah.
He also gave Mr. Lil Wayne a pair of sunglasses.
Who came out during halftime.
Came out during halftime, but also came out as he led the team out. He was rapping as the team ran out of the tunnel.
Unbelievable.
He also gave The Rock a pair of sunglasses, and The Rock was in attendance.
The Rock, the most well-liked human being on the planet.
And he gave ESPN personalities, because they were filming from, they were doing the pregame and filming from Colorado before the game. So he gave Stephen A. Smith a pair of sunglasses to wear on air. He gave Pat McAfee a pair of sunglasses to wear on air, and Shannon Sharp, who is now on the show with Stephen A. Smith, and also went on the show himself with a pair of sunglasses. So he just marketed that. He took it as an advantage, and also brought his mom into the locker room before the game and said, like, that was his pregame speech. Like, listen, like, I don't know where you come from, guys, but where I come from, if you talk about anybody's mom, they're dropping their back foot and they're ready to fight.
Oh my God, that's funny.
And this man across the sideline took a shot at my mom.
Oh my God.
And so
they brought his mom in.
Yep.
This is insane.
It was. I sure have to show you the video, because it's his mom standing next to The Rock, standing next to Lil Wayne.
I mean, that is baller energy.
Mm-hmm.
If you do anything next to The Rock and Lil Wayne, I mean, you could literally conquer the world.
Yes.
Deion Sanders' mom for president.
Yes.
Coach Prime's mom for president.
And then the game was so good, we ended up watching the entire game. It went into overtime. We watched it Saturday night.
So good. They lost though, right?
No, they won.
They won?
They won.
Oh my God, I thought this whole time they lost. I'm like, damn, they think they lost though, right?
No.
Oh my God, good for them. Show the other guy what they're worth.
Yeah, I've done a complete 180 here. I think
because you didn't like him at first, and I was on team with you, but I don't know why I was. I was on board. I was just following the blind here.
Yeah. Literally.
Now
we're the biggest Colorado fans.
Your glasses are on. We can see straight. We can see better.
That's what it is.
And that's what it was. All you had to do was put the glasses on. But maybe your Coach Prime glasses had you even seeing more. Had you seen W's? Maybe you should wear your Coach Prime glasses to a Patriots game. Maybe you could finally see a W.
That's honestly a great segue to the Double D's threes.
Hell yeah. Let's get into our Double D's threes.
Do you mind if I go first? Because of the segue you just provided me.
Take it away, Blue Jay.
My Double D's threes, as I was doing my Double D's threes, is my top 3 complaints about the Patriots and Bill Belichick specifically right now.
Okay.
As I was writing our agenda.
Bill Belichick, the head coach of the Patriots.
The head coach of the Patriots. As I was writing out our agenda, our first topic was obviously the Patriots game. And I realized that everything I was writing was just a complaint about the Patriots. And it was less about our experience there. So I wanted the first part to be about our experience there. And just briefly mention how they lost in typical Patriots fashion the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But now it's time to get into the nitty gritty and tell you why I'm so annoyed.
Okay, go for it.
And I'm boiled it down to 3 main things. Number 3, the offensive line and the receivers have sucked since Brady left. And they probably sucked while Brady was there, but Brady was so good that he overshadowed, thank you, the poor performance or the poor players that were at those positions at wide receiver and offensive line. I saw a stat today saying that in the past 2 years, and especially in the first 2 games of this season, Mac Jones is the most pressured quarterback in the NFL, which means that he gets hit as much as any other quarterback. More than any other quarterback.
More than any other quarterback.
That means he can't. How can you throw the ball if you're getting hit? You can't.
Right.
So it's extremely for someone that's a quote unquote genius at football, you should probably be able to get some good players in those positions.
Yeah. And
it's just really, really frustrating, especially when they continue to miss in the draft, when they select people like N'Keal Harry, who I explained to you about. They took him a few years in the first-round pick, and he's out of the league already. Tyquan Thornton, they got in the second round last year, is a wide receiver. And is he out in the field? No, because the dude is freaking 150 pounds playing in the NFL. He's tiny, and he's hurt. He's been hurt. Was hurt all last year. He's hurt all this year. Like, what are you doing? And then you have guys that get picked after these guys, and they're top performers. Like, for example, just to hammer down this detail, Tyquan Thornton was picked one spot ahead of this gentleman named George Pickens. George Pickens is a wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Picking.
He's legit. He's legit. He's
They should have been picking him.
They should have picked him, yeah.
Picking him.
But that's number 3. Number 2 is Bill Belichick's accountability. Okay? I am very sick of him going up after games and just discrediting every question that he doesn't want to answer, and like really just like being a fucking loser. You lost the game. Your team's not as good.
When we listened to the radio in the car ride home, they played his interview after the game, and like he literally was a sore loser, like a baby. They would ask literally him, like a baby, did not want to answer any question.
And the one thing that he always says is that I'm trying to do what's best for the football team. I'm trying to do what's best for the football team.
He literally, they were like, what do you think happened? He's like, plays were played, plays weren't played. That's what happens. I'm like, what? Like, you're not even answering the question. He's like, yeah, I got good players on my team. I got bad player. I'm like, what are you saying? Like, it's like you're not even answering what the topic. Right. Like, you're just fucking saying words.
And he's always been like that. But it's just you can do that when you're winning games. Like you can because you're doing good at your job.
Right.
But when you're doing poor at your job, you have to answer to it.
Right.
And it drives me insane.
I won't lie to you. L at 14th Street said he thinks Belichick's the problem.
I do think so too.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he thinks he's the issue, and he just seems like a grumpy, stubborn man now.
He does.
He's grumpy because he's not winning. But you need to take accountability in order to grow.
Right.
So Bill, take accountability. Anyway.
Number 1 is something that he did during the game. Speaking of stubbornness and grumpiness, he benched rookie Pop Douglas after Pop Douglas fumbled the ball. And this is something that Bill Belichick has done a lot in his career, especially when young players fumble the ball. He benches them for the rest of the game. That's exactly what he did to Pop Douglas. He just sat him on the bench. He allowed Pop Douglas to receive kickoffs and punts, but he didn't play anymore on offense. And this is something that really, really, really irks me. Because, for example, week 1, Zeke Elliott, he fumbled. He didn't bench him because he's a vet. Because he has more experience. So why are you doing it to the rookie?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, think about it. Think about it. It's a 21, 22-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's trying to teach him a lesson.
He's trying to teach him a lesson, but I think
it's
a huge part of sports is
learning.
Confidence.
Yeah.
How the hell is this dude going to... First of all, in preseason, he barely played in preseason. You didn't give him any experience in the preseason game because you said that he was going to be a starter and that you wanted to protect him.
Right.
So basically you're saying that you hit on this guy.
It's almost like, you know, when like you get something, it's like someone gives you like a gift or like a trial size something or whatever, and it's like you save it because it's so good and you're like, I want to save it, and then it expires. Then you never eat it. Then it goes back. You know what I mean? It's like enjoy it while you have it.
Right. Enjoy
Pop Douglas while he's on your team.
Right. Or just give him an opportunity. Like he made a mistake. Honestly, it wasn't even that big of a mistake. The guy that tackled him literally punched the ball from behind.
They had a lot worse problems that they should have been addressing other than Mr. Pop Douglas.
Right. And then as the game went on,
for one of them would have been maybe if they were by the actual end zone to score that we were at, so I could see the game. They were never over there. They were over there once.
'Cause Pop wasn't in the game.
Exactly.
But that's why it's extremely frustrating. Like, so is he an asset to your team or not?
Right.
Are you just gonna bench him because one bad play?
Right.
Or, I mean, you make plenty of bad decisions, Bill. I just went over a bunch of them. Right. So, like, why don't you bench yourself?
Right. I would bench him too.
It drives me insane.
Add some sleeves to his damn arms.
I'm so frustrated with the Patriots and especially Bill Belichick. Like, they played 2 of the top teams in the NFL the first 2 games, but you're in the game. I'm sick of watching. It's been the same thing since Brady left. They find ways to lose games instead of finding ways to win. Every touchdown is like luck. It's miraculous.
Right.
It's so painful to watch them play because they can't move the ball. And when they do, it's like a surprise. And so when you have someone like Pop Douglas who's athletic, who makes plays, you don't just put him on the bench because that's someone you've been searching for the past 5 years.
Put him in, coach. He's ready to play.
And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's my double D stories.
Well, I think they're
all day.
Very warranted.
Thank you.
And thank you for, holding yourself accountable as a Patriots fan. Belichick needs to take out a page of your book.
Thank you.
Mine are a little bit more random. Because I was thinking today I have a sty on my eye, and I was thinking it's definitely karma for talking shit. You know what I mean? For just, maybe being in a bad mood during certain periods of time. And I have a lot of superstitions. So my double D's threes are my top, or, my main superstitions. One is that karma's a bitch. And I fully believe in karma because whenever a bad thing happens to me, I always think of a moment where I did something wrong and I'm like, this is my karma for this. And that's how I feel like it works in my brain. So it's like if I'm like, don't litter because I'm going to get karma for it. And then I think it's because I littered and that's why this happened. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I always try to do a good thing because of karma. Always. This has been a thing for me for a very long time. Number 2 is that whenever I go over train tracks, I always lift my feet. I mean, I think you probably noticed at some point, but I always lift my feet. I have no idea what it is. I don't want to start putting my feet down because I don't know if I've maybe received some luck from it. So it's like, I'm just going to keep it going.
How often do you walk over train tracks?
Whenever we used to drive over train tracks.
Okay,
growing up and such, I would lift the feet. That's always been a thing.
Okay.
And number 3 is if I see a heads up penny, I will always take it because I always feel like I'll have good luck the rest of the day.
Yep.
And that's it. Those are my 3 quick little superstitions.
The amount of times you've come home with pennies.
Exactly what I'm saying. Yes. I'm very like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm getting good vibes from Mr. Abe Lincoln.
Makes
giving
sense.
me some fucking cash.
Makes sense.
I mean, I'm a cent richer when I come home. If I find a dime on the street, I'm like, I've only found a quarter maybe 1 or 2 times. And in a lot of my dreams, I'm finding change, which I don't know what that means.
I found a dime one time in Aruba.
Really? A real, like an American one?
Yeah. She's from New Jersey.
No. That was a good one, Bubba. That was a good one. I mean, that was unbelievable. 10 out of 10.
Smooth with it.
That was very, very smooth.
Thank you.
Pop off to you. Pop Douglas off to you.
Back into our topics. Mr. Mike Babcock. He was now formerly the head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Has had to resign from that position because
his name is so bad.
Babcock.
Yeah. Some names you look at and you're like, they definitely got made fun of. Mike Babcock's definitely one of them. Nick Chubb is one of them.
I think like those names you probably get made fun of as a young kid, but as you get older, that you can use it to your advantage, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, those younger years are really formative. That's what they call them, the formative years.
Yeah. And that's probably very formative for him because he's known for being an absolute a-hole as an NHL head coach. Like
maybe
a lot of people,
it's all the trauma.
Maybe.
It's all the bullying.
Well, he had to resign for providing trauma to his players.
Why?
Because the reason he had to resign, he would call players to his office and just say, give me your phone. Unlock your phone and give it to me. Connect it.
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like when you say it to me. I feel like it's like I'm in trouble. Do you know what I mean? Like
that's exactly the way he made him feel. Connect it. Then he would connect it via AirPlay to the TV in his office, and he'd go through their texts and their pictures.
This is like honestly the toxic girl in me's dream. Do you know what I mean? Like this is crazy.
This guy's a head coach in the NHL.
No, I mean I understand, but like this is, I mean, why?
He would say, let's see what type of person you are. Put it up there.
Ew.
And the craziest thing is that this would have gone completely unnoticed, but a podcast that I love listening to, the Spittin' Chicklets, Biz got a text from a player, and the player said, like, this, and so Biz was just, like, talked about on the podcast, like, how weird is this? Like this player that I'm not going to name said this, and then the Columbus Blue Jackets and NHL from that launched an investigation, and it was within a week he's gone.
Yeah. No, right?
If I was a head coach, no.
Why? Like, I don't get it. Like, was he like going to like DMs and stuff?
He's very going anything DMs, picture. He would go through the entire phone with them in the office on AirPlay to see what type of person they are. That is horrible. Like
Judgment Day. He's like, all right, Nate Silveira, get in here. We're gonna see what type of person you are.
It's like you said with James Harden. If it was any other industry or position, like things that he does, he would never be able to get away with it, right?
I could never imagine like someone asking, like, you know what I mean? Like, even you, if you were like, let's get your phone up on the TV, like, I'd be like, why? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Unless I'm showing you a video.
Can you imagine being a young NHL player, like trying to prove yourself, this being your coach, like this is the guy you need to impress to get like playing, and him being like, let's see what kind of
No, that's crazy. And he should fucking see a Babcock.
I hope he doesn't get another job. There's been so many stories like this from this guy. He's just an absolute asshole.
Yeah, what other stories?
Like,
He's just mean?
Being very, what's the word?
How you say,
well, toxic was one word, but very manipulative. Like, with his players. And it's just.
Yeah, don't like that. Well, see ya. I hope he gets resigned. I hope those players, they heal from this experience.
And I hope they get a better coach that won't do that to them. And I hope he doesn't get. I hate wishing bad on anyone, but I hope this guy doesn't get another job in the NHL, because it's one of those things where how many times can someone mess up and prove that they're a bad person and continue to get opportunities?
Right.
I'm done with him.
Done. You're out. Cross off our list.
Someone that I am not done with is Mr. Shohei Ohtani. So Shohei Ohtani, you know who that is.
Yes.
He's a Japanese pitcher / fielder.
Best player in the MLB.
For sure. He's an elite pitcher and hitter, which is the first time someone's ever been able to do that since Babe Ruth back in the early 1900s.
Unbelievable.
He has cleared out his locker in Anaheim. There's still some games left in the season, but he's shutting himself down because he has a couple of injuries. And
cleared out his locker, like he took home like what do you take home?
Everything in there, like your belongings. You just put it all in a bag.
Damn.
And his locker was clear. And he's going to be a free agent in the offseason. He's not going to play another game for the Angels. It's not like football where like there's certain stipulations that a team.
You think he's not going to play for the Angels
ever again? Either going to play for the Dodgers, the Yankees, or the Red Sox.
Damn. Who do you think he's going? Where do you
Red
think
Sox.
he's going to? But for real.
For real, but let me tell you why. Because the Yankees and the Dodgers have the two highest payrolls in baseball right now. They already pay a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
The Red Sox, they actually just fired the head of their baseball operations.
Okay. Because
he didn't spend any money the last few years. They got rid of players because he had a different perspective on how to run a baseball team.
Save money,
and get players earlier on in their career before you have to pay them a lot. It was weird.
Okay.
And they fired him, so a lot of people think that they're going to go back to spending like the Yankees and like the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And so there's never been a better time.
Where's the better time? What's a better, like a key person to buy?
And one of their best players is a Japanese player, Yoshida.
Oh, so you think that they would be friends? It's kind of
They are friends. They are friends already. They played like internationally. They played back home together.
Got it.
So it would be a nice, smooth transition into Boston for Mr. Shohei Ohtani, and then I'll be back into baseball just like that.
Oh yeah, just like that. Easy as 1-2 Shohei.
Yep.
Shohei, whatever.
Yep. Would you want him in the Yankees?
I think the Yankees would be so insane, but I also feel like would they take him like because he's such a big guy like.
I don't know if they would.
With Aaron Judge and stuff. So, like, I feel like it might mess up the flow of the feng shui of the Yankees locker room. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Whoever he goes is going to put a new feng shui into the locker room.
Yeah. I mean, like, how would you feel like you're the best in the team, then the best comes on the team? You know what I mean? It's like, you're not going to do so well.
As a good teammate, I don't think you should care. But there is some.
I mean, all these guys have to have an ego, though. You know.
Of course, especially since
you're the best, and then the best walks in. You're like, fuck me. You know what I mean?
True. I think also something has to be said for this guy doesn't speak much English, so like, I bet it's very difficult for him to have.
Oh my God, friends.
Connections.
Stop. That's gonna make me sad. Everyone on the team has wherever he learns, they all have to learn how to say hello, or like how do you do or something.
How do you say hi in Japanese?
Couldn't tell you.
Konnichiwa.
Is that konnichiwa?
Yeah, I think so.
Sick. So I hope they greet him.
I'm sure he has friends. He's the best baseball player in the world. Everyone definitely loves him, but I'm saying from the teammates' perspective, it's probably hard to connect with him.
Yeah,
This guy's just a superstar.
I would download Duolingo for him. I would download Duolingo, Japanese.
I'll download Duolingo and be his biggest fan if he comes to Boston.
Okay. That's a bet. A deal or whatever it's called.
Deal.
Another deal that was made and announced earlier this week is that Justin Timberlake and who? Tiger Woods are opening a golf-infused sports bar in Times Square called the T-Squared Social Club. Okay? So couldn't think of a stranger duo, okay, than this dynamic one here. But it was announced on Monday that they're opening this bar, okay, which features it's an open concept, 24-foot ceilings, and 4 separate dining areas. It also includes a multi-sport full-swing golf simulator, state-of-the-art hitting bays, a duck pin bowling alley, which I don't know what that is, and realistic.
Is it like a commemorative number?
No, I don't think so.
Someone's accomplishment. I'm going to say 85.
35. Close. But I mean, that's a lot of TVs.
That's a lot of TVs.
It also features New York's largest TV at a small 200 inches. So it's a 200-inch TV that could play 4 things like simultaneously or also one big movie. Okay, so this place is going to be a destination. It looks sick, and it's supposed to open before the Ryder Cup, which I don't know when that is.
Next week?
Well, it's opening next week.
Ryder
Announced on Monday, opening next week. I like that done. Quick. Get it done.
The Ryder Cup's going to be a big topic next week.
Oh, well, perfect. There you go. Well, Nathan.
Do you think we can get there? Do you think it'll be possible for us to go check it out? Or do you think it's something that's going to be sold out, like, right away?
I think we can get there. I think we should, we could pop over there in the next coming weeks.
Perfect.
Well, Nathan, are you ready to get into our sick puppy and interesting cat segment of the week?
Let's get it. All right. Sick puppy is Congresswoman Lauren Boebert.
Okay.
So Lauren,
who is she a congresswoman of?
She's in Congresswoman in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So her and a male companion were booted from a Colorado theater after allegedly acting up during a performance of the touring Broadway musical Beetlejuice.
Okay.
So Miss Boebert and this guy she was with got into it with workers at the Denver's Buell Theater Sunday night after patrons complained they were causing a disturbance, according to an incident report obtained by the Denver Post. What were they doing, you ask? She had her hands underneath his pants, and he was groping her chest.
What?
Yes.
Wait, during the performance?
During surveillance. So she was on TV the next day and was asked, like, hey, why were you booted? And she was like, oh, like, I was just being a little bit too loud. And then the surveillance video came out.
No.
And
she was trying to get his Beetlejuice. That's insane.
Yes. You haven't seen the video of this? Have you been living under a rock?
No, I mean, I guess so. This is insane.
She is full handy.
No.
Full handy.
I mean, she couldn't, like, why?
They were sitting on the aisle.
No. Come on. During a performance?
If this was anyone else, this is really gets me, because, think about if this was you, like, you and I, right?
Right.
And, like,
Arrested.
Thrown in jail. No.
But I honestly think we kind of need more congresswomen like this in our lives.
True.
We need people out here giving handies left and right. Maybe everyone will be a little bit more calm. Mm-hmm. Like, she's like, hey, we loved the performance so much.
She's a grandmother.
Even better. I love that she's a grandma.
I have to show you this video.
This is, probably unbelievable. And he's like, they're full-blown 7th grade movie theater.
I didn't even tell you the craziest part.
What?
This was a first date.
No way!
Yes.
Oh my God, they're just electric.
She's playing into it. TMZ caught up with her somewhere along the line.
No, she was like, first date.
Yep.
She was like, get a first date with me and a handy too.
Yeah, and the TMZ guy like asked if like he'll be getting a second date, and she said no.
No, stop.
So all this pub and turmoil, and this dude's not even a second date.
Not even second date worthy. But definitely hand job worthy. Shoot, what how? I mean, I guess you're a grandma, so you're like, at this point, let's just see if we're a match. But
Crazy.
Guess not.
Crazy.
You're just get it done over with quickly.
Yep.
So.
Interesting cat is the whole entire Buffalo Bills organization.
Oh,
because
why?
A legendary Buffalo Bills player, Takeo Spikes, he was at the game. I don't know if he was honored, but he was at the game. On the field and stuff, and he gave like one of the pregame thingies where he was like trying to pump up the fans. And then obviously they brought him to a suite for the rest of the game, and his suite had an obstructed view, and he had someone take a picture of him from where he was sitting from behind him, and he posted it on Twitter and said he posted the picture on Twitter, and he said, "Congrats to the Buffalo Bills for getting a dominant win in their home opener. I wish I could have stayed for the entire game, but seating accommodations were not the standard. How are you going to have NFL legends supporting his obstructed sample size of a view? Felt like I was in a timeout." And this picture is laugh out loud funny. Let me show you.
Is it really bad?
It's laugh out loud funny.
Wait, what's obstruct? Oh,
He's sitting behind
like a
overhang.
An overhang.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's an obstructive view. You can still see everything.
You can't see the whole side of the field.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's kind of looking a gift horse in the mouth thing, though. Can you go outside? Can you go down to the other seats down there and you can see more?
Suite. I mean, I'm sure some stadiums have suites like that, but not Buffalo.
Wow. I mean, I guess. I mean, the man should sit where he could see the game, but like, it's probably one of those things like, we have an extra thing. Why don't we get the NFL legend here?
Yeah.
Is he like that big of a deal though?
He was
Never heard of him. Takeo Spikes.
He might be the all-time leading tackler for the Bills.
That's funny. That's funny though. I mean, I guess you can't really see half the field. So, yikes.
Bad luck for the Bills.
That's
why they're building a new stadium.
See, that's why they're on top of it. They're taking ownership here. They're saying maybe it's bad. We're building you a new stadium.
Mm-hmm. That could be it. Just still an interesting move.
Interesting move. But are you ready to get into our picks of the week?
Yes, ma'am. So
currently we're tied.
How'd you do last week?
You said 2-1. I didn't. You're keeping track for me because I'm not able to keep track here.
Okay.
So I see that you're doing this. You put 3-on-3 on in season for each of us, which is amazing.
Yeah. So you went 2-1 last week.
I mean, listen to me.
And I went 1-2. You almost went 3-0 last week. You had the Saints minus 3.5, and they only won by 3.
But it's like they still won, so
they still won.
I should really be getting that.
It's a spread, baby.
I know. Whatever.
And I went 1-2, and my one takeaway from my picks is that the Chargers stink. And I will not be picking them moving forward.
Well, great. I did my picks with L from 14th Street, who when we were doing the hats, I was telling him all about the Pick'ems League. And I was like, you know what? Let's do the picks together. So we ran through all the picks together, and that's why I picked certain ones here. And he's a Giants fan, and I picked the 49ers. So Giants at 49ers, I picked the 49ers. He's like, the Giants, Saquon's out. He's not happy about it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to you here because you're a Giants fan. 49ers. The Broncos at the Dolphins. Dolphins are very good, as we saw last week. So I'm picking the Dolphins, minus 6.5. Oh, I'm sorry, the 49ers are minus 10.5. And, of course, I have to pick the Cowboys at the Cardinals. I picked the Cowboys at minus 12.5 because they're just so stinking good this year. And I really think that this is going to be a 3 for 3. I think I'm going to be 6-3, and you're going to be 3-6, probably, unless your picks are the same as mine.
They are not. I don't think I have any of the same games picked, which is a good thing.
That's a good thing.
So my first pick is the Green Bay Packers minus...
Okay, well, something just fell and probably broke in our apartment, but that's completely fine and not distracting at all.
Not at all. Especially with the way my brain operates. It takes me a while to get back on track. But Green Bay Packers minus 2.5 at home against New Orleans Saints. I watched New Orleans last night. They didn't look too impressive. I am impressed, however, with Jordan Love, the new quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. So I think you got to lock that in and take it to the bank. Second pick, Miami Dolphins, another team we watched this week. I'm taking them -6.5 against the Denver Broncos. I think the Dolphins are really, as much as I complain about the Patriots.
We have that. I said the Dolphins too. You said
sorry.
we were not the same.
I'm sorry.
That means you weren't listening.
I was listening.
Sheesh. Okay, so you think they're really good?
I think they're really good, and I think the Broncos are really bad. And I think
Great reasoning. Same reasoning I go in with.
I think that's the basis of picking games.
Yeah.
So then my lock of the week is the Seattle Seahawks -5.5 against the Carolina Panthers. Seattle's a pretty good football team, and Carolina, I think they played once again yesterday. They played Monday night. Now they have to fly across country to Seattle on a short week because they're playing Sunday. They don't have a full week's rest against a good team in a hostile environment. I think you have to take Seattle. Not to mention their quarterback, Bryce Young, the first overall pick in last year's draft. At some point in the game, he was trying to line up to start a play. Lined up behind the wrong guy. The running back had to move him so that he could be behind the center so he could receive the...
Maybe he was like nervous. You know what I mean?
Definitely
He's a
nervous.
rookie.
But it
Making
just
rookie
shows
mistakes.
Showing how fat, just like Pop Douglas. Do you think his coaches benched him?
No, because the Panthers, they need him. But also, you know, it's funny you even say this because when I was talking with Elle at 14th Street, there was a guy there who was saying that the Giants are playing at the 49ers, and who'd they play last week?
The 49ers?
The Giants.
The Giants?
Yes.
Giants played Arizona.
So he was saying that it's not also going to be good because they have to fly back here just to fly back to the 49ers. Why didn't they stay, he said.
Well, Elle would be happy to know that they did stay.
It wasn't Elle, it was the random guy that we were talking to.
Okay.
I mean, I was there at Lids, you know what I
Okay.
mean? And I looked at him, I said, this is an interesting job. He said, we get a lot of diverse people that walk in here. Because I just had some guy running his mouth, you know what I mean?
Right.
So.
No, but the Giants did stay out there.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm. They stayed out there so that way they don't have to travel.
Right, travel back and forth. Where do they stay? What do they do when they travel?
I think they're staying the first few days. I think they're staying in Arizona where they played. When they played on Sunday, they probably practicing at some college, and they're going to go. Where are they playing this week?
49ers.
Oh, okay. So then they'll go to San Francisco, the San Francisco area. I know the town. I think they're gonna go to San Jose and practice at San Jose State or college in San Jose for the rest.
But don't the colleges need to practice?
Yeah, but they're not practicing all day. While they're in class, NFL team can come in.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Imagine, do they get to meet them, you think?
Probably not.
Oh, that would be cool. Maybe do a little meet and greet, but guess not. Well, any last words? Anything else you have to say for episode 54, rounding out the Teddy Brusque episode?
No, I just can't. I can't think. I'm mad at us for
Why?
not having you wear the Brusque jersey and me taking a picture. That would have been a perfect cover photo for our posts.
It would have been. But you know what? Drop the ball. Just like Pop Douglas did. Maybe if he didn't, you know,
Just twist the knife.
we'd still be in.
Just twist the knife.
But thank you, Nathan. Thank you for explaining everything to me, for being the best co-host. This is my favorite hour of the week. And, you know, cheers to another NFL week. Cheers to another week of great topics. And can these NFL players stop getting hurt? Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Stop getting hurt. And, you know, cheers to everybody. Hope everyone has a great rest of your week. And love you loads. Love you loads. Cheers. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose, the drama of sports. Don't forget to rate and subscribe to our podcast wherever you watch and listen, and give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Double Dose Pod. Thank you.